Okay, I always forget to put my mic on, so I'll hold it for just a second until I get my camera where it's supposed to go.
Do you want me to,
Okay.
which one?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. Okay, we're all good. We're live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday live. I'm so excited to be able to spend some time with you and to show you this amazing stamp set and bundle, actually. It's a March online exclusive, and so you'll get a chance to see it, and there's some tips and tricks. So I'm excited to share that with you. So let me know where you're joining me from. Maybe let me know what your birthday month is, because I think this is kind of cool, the way that this stamp set highlights different flowers for each month of the year. So my birthday's in December, so you can guess what the flower of my month would be. I'm going to flip my camera around so that we can take a look at what I have prepared for you, and then I can put my mic on since I'm holding it. Okay, all right, here we go. One sec. All right, so let me get my camera ready to go and zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. Get my camera where it's, or my microphone where it's supposed to go. But this is the stamp set that I'm talking about. If you've missed it, it's online. It's a March online exclusive. And I love that there are 12 flowers, one each for the different months of the year. And then you've got some different birthday sayings and even just some general sentiments, sending you a floral hug. So you don't have to use the month. Maybe it's in the month that you're sending it. I couldn't have picked a better friend. So I love the sentiments as well. And then you have a set of dies, one die for each of the flowers. And then you've got some different pieces. Let me see if I can show you here. There's another one. You've got some detail dies, some floral pieces, and then this label piece, which I'm going to use today, which I love. And so you have a lot of options for how to use this particular bundle. But what I was going to share with you is all of these dies are numbered so that they correspond to the month of the year. So the one that I'm using is April. So I've pulled the number 4 out so that will correspond with the April flower that I'm going to use on the card. So what I'm going to do, let me show you the card first that I'm going to be making. Well, I'll show you some different variations of the card actually. So maybe I'll show you March first so that you can get a look. I wanted to be able to show you a card that you didn't have to color the flowers. So we're using cardstock as the pops of color behind the floral. And so I'm just going to pull this together really quickly so that you can see how we did that. I'll kind of set that here so that you can see it. So I'm using some cardstock. I'm using some two-tone. So this is Old Olive, and you've got a light and a dark. So it doesn't really matter what you use. You can use the dark for the little detailed piece that's in the card. I cut them out differently. I'm going to use the dark side because I just like that side. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're just going to take a little bit of basic white cardstock, and I'm just going to stamp my flower onto that basic white. So I'm not coloring anything on this. I'm also going to stamp stamp my flower. This becomes kind of the base on a piece of that two-tone. So I've cut it out with the dark side up, so I'm going to use the dark side so that those perforations look right. Okay, so I've got my April floral right there. And what I'm going to do is you can pick whichever color you want. We've got some different options. So you could pick 12 different colors if you wanted to. And I'm just going to maybe I'll do a yellow one on this one too, or maybe a pink one. It'd be cute. So it doesn't really matter. But the idea is that you would just cut off, and I'm just doing this with snips. Make sure you can see it at an angle so that the color can be layered just like this. Okay, and then what we'll do is just add that flower once I use the die to cut that out. Then we can just put that floral right on top of it, just like so, to create that beautiful layered floral. Now you can add some of the detailed pieces underneath it so that when you put that together, then you have a whole set of cards or flowers by the month, which I thought was so cute. So I didn't even have to color any of that. I just highlight the flower with the colored piece underneath. So you could layer this with any other color too. I actually think it'd be super pretty with some orange here, some pumpkin, I should say. So you can do it this way too. But let me show you the collection of cards that we put together. And of course, stamp the envelope. Of course, I just used a StazOn. You can use any black ink pad, but we've got October. So, and you might be wondering what all of these flowers are. I know I did. I'm not a green thumb, like I don't garden very often or know my florals. So here's June. And then I'm going to show you a list that I have. Here's March. Okay, so here's some different ones to choose from. But they look beautiful when you get them all together. So if you were making a collection of the flowers of the month, then you could just choose 12 different florals, or 12 different colors, and then the 12 different florals, and you would have a collection of cards, in this case a happy birthday card, for every month of the year. So what I wanted to do actually is share with you the flowers that were chosen for each month of the year, because I didn't know what all of them were. I know what December is because that's like the flower I see the most in December, but some of these other ones I thought I would share with you as well. So go ahead and screenshot this if you're curious as to what the florals are. And I know there are many different flowers for some of the different months, but these are the ones that were chosen for the set, which I think is fantastic. So whether it's a birthday card or just a friendship thinking of you card, I loved this idea that you could customize your cards for the month. So we've got,
Betty said it would be a great Mother's Day gift or end of year teacher gifts too.
oh my gosh, I love that idea. Yes, Mother's Day would be fabulous. Birthdays are fabulous. End of year teacher gifts is fabulous. And all of the different colors, like poinsettias could be red, and you could change up your colors that way based on the month that you choose. I don't know, what do you think? Was this a set that you originally were like, oh my gosh, I need to have that? I know for me it wasn't right off the bat, but then, because I didn't want to color all of them, if I'm being honest, and I was afraid I would get that wrong. And so I just love this idea of using the black and white look with little pops of color to accent the different florals for each month. Again, let me show you the stamp set so you can see how beautiful they are. And I wanted to, you wouldn't even need the month, right? And you can use the months for other things too. So you could use those stamps in multiple different ways, even if you didn't use the florals. So I thought it was really cute and fun. So let me know what you think in the comments. But this is just a fun way to use the products without any coloring tools and to highlight those that you care about. I chose, of course, the month of April. I've got a handful of birthdays in my family in the month of April, and so I was excited to be able to put together that card, and we'll use the others for other months and other birthdays that come along. So any other comments or questions, Abby, that we're getting?
We just had a question come through about the dies that,
okay.
If there's dies that match.
Oh yes, okay, so this is a bundle. So flower of, year of flowers, you can look it up, and there is a die set that goes with it. So each of those 12 florals has a die that will cut out the flower. It doesn't cut out the month, but it cuts out the flower itself. And so they're numbered if you missed that part. Each of the dies, I don't know if you can see that because I'm backwards, but it has a number 4 on it. That's for April, so the 4th month of the year. So it makes it really easy to tie those together and to be able to use the dies with the stamp set. So it's fantastic. And then you have some other detailed dies. I'll actually flip this around so you can see it. Again, Okay, so you can see that there's this cute little label that I used on the card, and then you have some of these other florals which are showcased on the card kind of back here. Do you see those? So you get some of those dies as well that you can layer with them. So it's a really beautiful bundle that you can use all year long, and makes for some great versatility when you are crafting. Any other comments or?
No, people excited, love the inspiration.
Love
the
it.
Set.
So glad you love it. Let me know what you've created with this bundle. And until next time, enjoy everyone.